Utopia for real, hustled. Today, the second edition of TEDxEutropolis takes place. The initial concept of Eutropolis was developed by Maurer United architects. Maurer United was founded in 1998. The company explores and redefines the limits of the architectural field and realizes architecture, design, and media projects on different scales. The founders of the firm see themselves as definers even more than designers. Their projects focus on significance instead of form, and they have all one goal in common: the mobilization of people towards a better world. There are three main stages in their approach to distinguish: to define, to design, and to share. Every project of Maurer United is the result of the dialogue between the founding partners. In these talks, they define the elements of the significances that all together they can puzzle their statement or composition of. Like children, they are playing in this stage, not to waste time, but to learn and develop skills until they find a more challenging field to conquer. The design is a practical translation of the redefinition of one thing or another that they have created. They are not interested in designing something that others already have done. Originality is their goal. Their projects are not completed until they were shared with others. The user is always part of the composition. These projects will only generate new cultural, social, and economic values after they have been shared. This approach also formed the foundation of the Eutropolis concept, which was developed to promote the Euregion Meuse-Rhine. The Euregion Meuse-Rhine is a transnational region officially created in 1967, with an official European status achieved in 1991. It comprises 11,000 square kilometers and counts 3.9 million inhabitants, around the city corner of Aachen, Maastricht, Hasselt, and Liège. The official languages of the three countries involved in the European are Dutch, Flemish, French, and German. Regional languages are also spoken: Limburgisch, Ripuarian, and Walloon. The intercultural aspect of the Limburgisch and Ripuarian is that they are spoken on both sides of the borders. Today's national borders prevent the citizens from seeing this region as one. If one sees the unique setting of qualities, the challenge lies in finding a way to combine them as one entity in order to create value. The Euregion Meuse-Rhine has unique and rich history. Charlemagne's heritage in Aachen is just one example. The Euregion has a beautiful landscape. It represents diversity. There is urbanity with a very good infrastructure. The geographical position of the Euregion Meuse-Rhine is of strategic value. And the Euregion Meuse-Rhine has technology, like at the Camelot campus and at the diverse hospitals and universities. All these qualities have to be connected in one single statement. Also, there is a need to connect this all to our daily life. This is why the Eutropolis has to be invented. There was a strong need to develop a new map. If one takes the London subway map, it does represent a metropolitan city. If one takes this map and projects it on a one-to-one scale on the Euregion Meuse-Rhine, it will open one's eyes. Where in London we speak of one city, here we speak of many towns, villages, countries, provinces, and so on. Stops such as South Kensington, Ealing, Broadway, and Liverpool Street were replaced by stops that bore names such as Hasselt, Heerlen, Jülich, Aachen, Liège, Amai, and Eijsde. In this way, the Euregion surrounding Maastricht is presented as a network of cities and villages, typified by a mix of languages, traditions, landscapes, and flavors that have affected each other in the past centuries. The tangible map of the London transport system was transformed into a mental space reflecting the interregional culture of a non-existing city with nearly 4 million inhabitants. The Eutropolis was born. This brand has no value if it's not shared. The map and the concept were published at Maal magazine for the first time in June 2007, 5 years ago. Ever since that day, Eutropolis was used as a metaphor by many politicians and policymakers. And this is exactly how the Eutropolis concept was meant. It is an open source project. Everybody may use it and everyone may develop it further. As a follow-up on the Eutropolis map, Maurer United has also developed the first official Eutropolitan beer, Lorberger. Lorberger beer is polycultural. It mixes the traditions of the brewer's trade from Flanders, Limburg and the Rhine area. The beer is constantly subjected to experiments, and the taste will change depending on the year. It is a statement against monoculture. Typical of monocultures is their difficulty in procreating. In a similar vein, when you keep cultivating one single crop, the soil in the end becomes infertile. Polyculture celebrates variety. Variety is essential for vitality in agriculture and culture. Variety defines the region. Take, for instance, the sheer number of cultural interaction in the triangle Aachen-Liège-Maastricht. The diversity in the region lies at the basis of Lorberger beer. It is in line with the spirit of the times, or better, it challenges the spirit of the times. Recently, in addition to the beer, another everyday item has been developed, the Eutropolitan newspaper. It features the many new concepts that were inspired by the Eutropolis concept, with many contributors. The newspaper will be officially launched at February the 7th, exactly 20 years after the Maastricht Treaty was signed. This treaty defined the European Union and gave way to the creation of the euro. For the establishment of the exchange rate union, a budgetary discipline was agreed, the so-called Maastricht Standard, in part due to the fact that this standard was not strictly followed in the decades after the treaty. The current euro crisis came into existence. The Maastricht Treaty also granted new powers to the community, including powers in the field of culture. For the first time, cultural cooperation became a recognized aim of community action with an appropriate legal basis. Unfortunately, the cultural policy failed to some degree as well, except maybe in that small region between Rhine and Meuse, the Eutropolis. With the print of this newspaper, the inhabitants of the Eutropolis are declared that their utopia is for real. The newspaper covers many articles and made up advertisements, like this one, showing mine workers from Heerlen already building the metropolitan subway back in 1920. In those days, there was a cross-border network of tunnels and the workers were able to communicate with each other using their own dialects. And like this one. In ancient times, the 7 world wonders were built. One of them was the Colossus of Rhodos. It was a statue of the Greek titan Helios erected on the Greek island of Rhodos around 300 before Christ. The Colossus of Rhodos was about 36 meters high, making it one of the tallest statues of the ancient world. 2012. What would a contemporary landmark in Eutropolis look like, and where should it be built? There is still a mining activity in Eutropolis. Near Eschweiler, 11 digging machines are processing brown coal even today. Their scale is enormous. Until 2030, an immense area will be processed. 7 villages will have to be demolished during the whole process. To replace the destroyed villages, a new small town was built. It was named Inden. Maurer United was asked to design a watchtower that offers a view over the immense and impressive mining activity. In the future, the open cast mine will be filled with rainwater. One of the Germany's largest lakes will develop from this. The watchtower then will offer a view on the lake. Today, the watchtower has been built and attracts 10,000 visitors a month. The watchtower also functions as a landmark. It has the shape of an enormous intergalactic Lego giant. It was named the Indeman. Of course, it has the exact height of the original Colossus of Rhodos. Maurer United intended to deliver a new world wonder to the region. Every detail of this tower was designed carefully. It functions as icon and attraction. The tower is constructed entirely from steel and refers to the industrial appearance of the enormous machines in the open cast mine. Transparent floors and metal fabric facades create the play of views and vistas. Would the local community, well, the facade and the floors are transparent and in the extended arm. There has been some tension around this project. Would the local community accept this landmark? And even more, would they identify themselves with the Indeman icon? The fact that the Weihnachtsmarkt and the Carnival activities both take place out there and not at the city hall prove that they share this project as it was meant to be. 40,000 LED lights were incorporated in the metal fabric, which creates a folded media facade on all sides of the tower at night. The effect of this is that the Indeman also works as a magnet to younger local citizens who hang out there at night. The illumination also changed the perception of the inside spaces in the tower. And this is just an example of how the utopia of the Eutropolis becomes reality step by step. Become a local citizen and provide your share.